Well, moving right along on a much more positive note, a man we met here on the Turko Files 5 years ago is moving on into a new phase of his life. He's reinventing himself all over again. When we met Tony Phillips back in 2012, we had no idea he'd become an author. He just lost a leg to cancer, and his healthcare provider was refusing to give him a prosthetic replacement. We forced their hand on that, and he mastered a high-tech prosthetic leg, then became a competitor with the Challenged Athlete Foundation. And now he's written his first novel, The Fires of Orc. It's science fiction in the Blade Runner genre, sort of.
We're not talking about galactic fiction out in the 26th century. We're talking about the age of quantum computing, where truth gets subsumed in information, where, you know, what is fact is determined by the number of web hits that it gets and not its correspondence to the real world.
In the novel, as in real life, social media drives a presidential election.
I deliberately don't take a partisan stance one way or another on outcomes of elections, and particularly not in the book, but I do think that we live in a whole different age where we decide the future differently than we used to.
He says he's always wanted to write a novel, and overcoming his own disability helped make it possible.
An amputee character figures in the book late. My experience of limb loss in a lot of ways prepared me to actually undertake this, because it had been a challenge that I'd had in mind for years and just wasn't able to confront. That probably was as big as an inspiration as anything.
All right, once again, the book, The Fires of Orc by Tony Phillips. You remember Tony from the Turko Files. You can order a hard copy on Amazon already for less than $10, or download a digital version for only $2.99.
Wow.
Now, I never thought, you know, I actually have met a novelist, met an author now, and it's a guy that I know and I like. He's a friend.
It's great how that story is just transformed,
pretty wild, huh?
right?
Yeah.
He's taken a difficult challenge and turned it into something bigger than that, much bigger than that.
If you can do the stuff he's doing with that artificial leg, I think you can do just about anything.
Exactly. All right, thank you,
Great
Michael.
tale.